The way you speak to yourself in the morning creates the framework for everything that happens during your day. Every morning is a new chance to tell yourself you can reach greatness. The words you speak to yourself every morning are the blueprint for your day. You are the architect of your own life. Imagine beginning each day with greater confidence, concentration, and willingness to face anything crosses your path. What if there were just a few easy lines you could say yourself each morning to improve your mood, reinforce your thinking, and set the tone for a productive day? Imagine waking up every day with the power to immediately change your attitude, to welcome difficulties, overcome barriers, and get nearer to your objectives. What if every morning the words you speak to yourself had the power to radically change your daily experience? The reality is, the correct thoughts at the beginning of your day can make all the difference. Stay with me. Today we are exploring 5 strong morning affirmations to enable you to build a life rich with purpose, optimism, and growth. Let's get started. First, get up and seize complete charge of your life. Waking up in the morning, what first comes to mind? For most people, it's routine. They hit snooze, try to get a few extra minutes of sleep, then slip right back into the expected flow of their day. Many people, however, live on autopilot. Their routines take control, and before they realize it, the day is gone, and they're left wondering where the time went. But here's the good news. You don't have to live like that. You don't have to let your day control you. You don't have to allow the environment, stress, or diversions decide who you are or what you become. It's time to take control. You have the power to shape your life in the direction you wish. Everything can change, starting with how you begin your day. The first step to enduring transformation is this: your thoughts shape your reality. The way you think in the morning, just when you open your eyes, sets the tone for all that follows. What you tell yourself in those early moments can be the difference between a day full with energy, clarity, and purpose, or one filled with stress, doubt, and frustration. Every day is your chance to alter the script of your life. The secret resides in what you choose to think, believe, and commit to when you wake up. So let's speak about the things you need to remind yourself of each morning, things that can actually improve your life. First, state this: I am in charge of my life. Too many individuals live as if they're powerless, letting life happen to them. But that's not you. You have the freedom to choose how you respond to every situation. You can manage your emotions, your thoughts, and your behavior. So when you get up, tell yourself, today is mine. I take full responsibility for how it unfolds. Don't allow the outside environment set your mood. You decide how you feel. If you're feeling low or unmotivated, take a moment to ground yourself. Say, I am stronger than my circumstances. I have the strength to overcome anything. Whatever comes your way today, meet it with resilience and confidence. Each morning is full with new opportunities. You have a brand new chance to grow closer to your objectives, your desires, and your greatest self. Every new day is a clean slate, and you have the opportunity to make it meaningful. Say to yourself, today is full of possibility. I will take action and move toward the life I want. It's easy to slip into the trap of believing the journey is too long or your aspirations too far. But that's just a limiting belief. Every single step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. The key is to keep pushing forward. Tell yourself, every action I take today brings me one step closer to the person I'm becoming. Next, remind yourself that success is built on regular behaviors. It's not about waiting for the perfect time. It's about turning up every day and doing the work. Say, I will do what's necessary today, no matter how small, to move myself closer to success. That's the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. You're not perfect, and that's good. We all encounter doubt. We all have moments when we feel like giving up or when things don't go as planned. That's a regular part of the journey. The trick is to never let failure define you. When you wake up, remember yourself. I will not be defined by my mistakes. I will learn from them and use them as stepping stones to something greater. Failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's part of the journey towards success. Another strong thought to hold on to each morning is this: I already have everything I need to succeed. It's easy to feel like you're not enough, that you're missing something vital. But let me remind you, you already have what it takes. You have the ability to learn, to grow, to adapt, and to overcome. You might not have all the answers right now, but you do have the skills to figure them out. You have the strength to keep going no matter what. So every morning, tell yourself, I am enough. I have what it takes to succeed. Another strong reminder is the power of appreciation. When you wake up, take a moment to reflect about all the things you're glad for. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the world because it alters your mindset from what's missing to what's present. It opens the way to abundance. Tell yourself, I am grateful for this new day. I am grateful for my health, my loved ones, my opportunities, and my capacity to grow. Remember, every day is a gift. Not everyone gets the chance to get up and start over. Every moment you're given is a chance to make a difference in your life. So remind yourself, I will make today count. I will create something meaningful with this day. You see, the difference between those who live with purpose and those who don't often boils down to one simple act: the decision to take control. You can't sit back and wait for the world to change. You must take action every single day and create the change you seek. Say to yourself each morning, today is my day to take control. Today is my day to act with purpose. I will make the most of it. Don't let distractions, doubts, or negativity stop you. Your mind is powerful, and what you believe impacts your world. So make the decision every single morning to believe in yourself, believe in your power to grow, to evolve, and to achieve. Tell yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, I am determined to succeed. And here's something more you need to remember. It's okay to take tiny moves. You don't have to have everything sorted out right away. Change takes time. Success doesn't happen overnight. But every step, no matter how small, is still progress. Keep moving forward. Keep taking action. As long as you keep going, you are winning. The secret to transforming your life begins the moment you wake up. Make a conscious decision each day to take responsibility of your life, to be the one who makes it happen. And remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Just one small step today, one decision, one thought, one activity that takes you closer to your dreams. That's the power of taking charge every single morning. It's a daily commitment to yourself, to your goal, and to your future. Part 2, look in the mirror and remind yourself you matter. Each morning, before your day begins, stand in front of the mirror. Look at yourself, not just glance, but actually look. We rush through our mornings, brushing past our reflection, focusing solely on what's ahead. But I'm telling you now, it's time to change that. When you look in the mirror, you're not simply seeing a face, you're seeing someone who matters. In this world, it's easy to lose yourself in the noise, the expectations, the pressure, the comparisons. We live in a world that continually tells us we're not enough unless we're doing something spectacular. We look through highlight reels and start questioning our own worth. But that's the falsehood. The truth is, you matter just as you are. So when you stand in front of the mirror, I want you to say this with confidence: I matter. My life matters. There will be days when you don't feel like you matter. Days when what you're doing even makes a difference. Let's be honest. It's not always easy to feel important in a world that's always moving. But that's exactly when you need this reminder. Must you provide something to this world that no one else can? Or a critical embroidered puzzle. You are a critical embroidered picture? And your existence matters. So when you look in the mirror, don't simply see a reflection. See a person with endless potential. See someone who has the power to change their circumstances, someone capable of creating the life they truly wish. Remind yourself that you've survived every difficulty you've faced so far. You've endured harsh times, and yet you're still here. That alone indicates your resilience, your strength, and your ability to conquer. No one can take that away from you. You are here for a reason. You might not always know what that reason is, and that's good. Sometimes the journey is about discovering that purpose. But the fact that you're alive, breathing, standing there in front of the mirror suggests there's something special about you. Your thoughts, your acts, your generosity, your creativity, these are all things that only you can bring into the world in the unique way that you do. Your life has meaning. Look at yourself and say, I am worthy of the best life has to offer. Each morning, you must confirm your worth. It's easy to fixate on your imperfections, to get caught up in your shortcomings. But that's not the whole story. You are not defined by your faults or imperfections. You are greater than your past. Your worth is not established by someone else's perception of you, and particularly not by the mistakes you've done. It's characterized by who you are at your core, your heart, your character, and your determination to show up every single day. This is a daily practice. It's about continually telling yourself that you deserve love, success, calm, and happiness. The world may not always reflect this fact, but that's why you need to tell yourself every single day. No one else is going to provide you this belief. You must build it from yourself. When you say, I matter, you affirm that you are worthy, capable, and deserving of all the good that life has to give. Many individuals suffer with this without even realizing it. We frequently feel the need to prove ourselves to others to believe we matter. But what if the only approval you ever needed was your own? What if you gave yourself permission to believe in your value before anyone else validated it? That's the power of staring in the mirror and reminding yourself that you matter. You don't need external validation to realize your worth. It's already within you. There will be moments, believe me, when you'll want to give up. You'll experience rejection, setbacks, and criticism. It's inevitable. But at such moments, remember this, none of it changes your worth. No rejection, no failure, no harsh word can lessen the value of who you are. In reality, these experiences just make your commitment stronger. They help you keep going and keep believing in yourself. It's in those terrible moments that you need to say, I am valuable. And I will keep moving forward. Look at your reflection and know this, the journey ahead might not always be simple, but it will be worth it. Every step you take, no matter how tiny, pushes you closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. You have the power to determine your future. When you affirm your worth each morning, you prepare yourself to meet life's problems with courage and confidence. Loving ourselves isn't always simple, especially when the world continuously tells us we're not enough. But you have to shift that thinking. You are enough, just as you are. When you stand before the mirror, acknowledge the person looking back, flaws, faults, potential, and all. You already have all you need to achieve within you. Now it's time to tap into that power, to believe in yourself wholeheartedly, and to walk through each day with the conviction that you matter. The beauty of this exercise is that it's free. It costs nothing but a few moments of your time, and yet it can alter everything. It can affect the way you see yourself and how you navigate through the world. When you get up and remind yourself that you matter, you're setting the tone for your entire day. You're reminding yourself that you're worth the work, that your dreams are worth following, and that your happiness matters. When you stand in front of the mirror, you're not simply viewing a physical image. You're witnessing your potential, your progress, your dreams, your strength. You're looking at someone capable of greatness, someone worthy of love and achievement, someone who is enough. As you continue this practice, you'll begin to feel a shift. The doubts, the uncertainties, the fears, they'll begin to go. The more you tell yourself that you matter, the more you will believe it. And when you actually believe it, you'll start making choices that represent your worth. You'll quit settling for less. You'll quit letting fear hold you back. You'll begin taking risks, following your passions, and creating the life you genuinely want. Because now you know you matter and you deserve to live completely. It all begins with staring in the mirror. Take a moment each morning to see the strength within you. Remind yourself that you are worthy of happiness, success, and everything you desire in life. You matter. Your life has value. And with that belief in your heart, you will become unstoppable. Next, stand tall and convince yourself that you are unstoppable. How do you stand when you wake up? Is your posture a representation of the energy, strength, and power within you? Or do you slouch, overwhelmed by the weight of the world before your day even starts? The way you hold yourself, especially shortly after waking up, speaks volumes about how you feel about yourself and the challenges ahead. So, take a deep breath, square your shoulders, and stand tall. Look in the mirror and say, "I am unstoppable." These words aren't just empty platitudes. They remind you of the great potential you have. Standing tall isn't just about posture. It's about standing up for yourself with complete confidence, believing that no matter what comes your way, you have everything within you to overcome it. You've certainly heard the term unstoppable before, but let me remind you of what it really means. Being unstoppable isn't about avoiding challenges or never feeling exhausted. It's not about being perfect or always having things go your way. Being unstoppable is about mindset. It's about knowing deep within that, no matter the setback, no matter the difficulty, you will keep going. You will keep pressing on. You will rise. Standing tall and convincing yourself that you are invincible isn't about believing that obstacles won't arise or that you won't confront suffering. It's about acknowledging the barriers and saying, "You might try to knock me down, but you won't defeat me." Life is full of struggles, moments when things feel overwhelming, when the weight of the world feels too heavy. But at those instances, you have a choice. You can retreat into uncertainty and dread, or you can choose to stand up, rise in the face of adversity, and remind yourself that you are unstoppable. Your life is a succession of moments, each day providing events that test your determination. Some days, it would be easier to give in, to let the obstacles win. But remember, each problem is an opportunity for progress. It's a chance to strengthen your commitment and prove to yourself that you can overcome anything. When you stand tall, you tell the world, and more importantly, yourself, that you are ready for what is ahead. You are not intimidated by anything might come your way. You are not backing down. In fact, you embrace the challenge because you know it's through these trials that you grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. It doesn't matter where you are right now or what you've been through. What counts is where you're heading and the belief you have in your abilities to get there. Every person has faced times of self-doubt, anxiety, and uncertainty. But at such moments, you have the power to choose who you will be. Will you be the person who lets those challenges stop them? Or will you be the one that stands strong, rises, and keeps pushing forward? No matter what's happened in your history, you are not defined by it. You are not defined by your failures, your mistakes, or the obstacles you've experienced. You are characterized by your willingness to keep going, to keep fighting, and to keep standing tall. It's not about what happens to you, it's about how you respond. When you stand tall and announce, "I am unstoppable," you take charge of your fate. You are announcing that fear and doubt will not govern you. Obstacles will not stop you back. You will keep pushing forward no matter what, because you believe you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Being unstoppable doesn't imply you won't suffer setbacks. It doesn't mean you won't feel exhausted or discouraged at times. It signifies that no matter how terrible life gets, you won't quit. You will keep going, keep trying, and keep showing up, even when it feels like nothing is working. Remember, success is not a straight route. It's not about taking one easy step and acquiring everything you want. Success is about taking steps, faltering occasionally, falling, but constantly getting back up, continuing to move forward. That's what makes you unstoppable. When you tell yourself you're unstoppable, you generate a dramatic shift in your mentality. You cease seeing challenges as barriers on your way. Instead, you begin to perceive challenges as opportunities to grow, learn, and better. Every difficulty you face is a chance to prove just how strong you truly are. There will be moments when the journey seems unattainable. There will be times when it feels like the odds are stacked against you and every step forward feels tougher than the last. But in those moments, remember that the most successful people aren't the ones who never confront hardship. They're the ones who refuse to stop. They're the ones that choose to stand up in the face of adversity and keep going forward, even when they feel like giving up. Being unstoppable requires accepting the challenge. It means realizing that every problem is fleeting and that every setback is an opportunity for a return. When you stand up and tell yourself that you are unstoppable, you set yourself up for victory. You're convincing yourself that nothing can stop you from attaining your objectives, living the life you want, and becoming the person you're intended to be. Sometimes you'll feel like the world is working against you. You'll feel like you're swimming against the current, and any effort you make to move forward seems futile. But in those moments, you have to realize that even the strongest currents can't hold you back if you don't allow them. When you stand up and declare that you are unstoppable, you refuse to allow the current of life draw you down. You keep swimming, keep fighting, and keep pushing toward the shore. There will be days when you feel like giving up, days when it seems easier to just let go and let life take its course. But those are the days when you must stand tall the most. You must tell yourself that you are stronger than your doubts, stronger than your anxieties, and stronger than your circumstances. You have the capacity to create the life you want, and nothing is more vital than believing you can accomplish it. The most successful people aren't those who avoid failure. They are the ones who learn from it, bounce back from it, and utilize it as fuel to keep pushing forward. You are just as capable of achieving this. When you stand tall and tell yourself you are unstoppable, you tap into a wellspring of strength you didn't even know you had. You become the person who refuses to stop, no matter how hard life gets. Being unstoppable means believing in yourself, even when no one else does. It is trusting that you have the strength, resilience, and determination to reach your goals, no matter how rough the trip may be. It means standing up in the face of doubt and stating, "I will not be moved. I will continue on my path, and nothing will stop me." The route ahead may not always be easy. You will confront challenges, obstacles, and setbacks, but none of these will define you. What characterizes you is your ability to stand strong, rise above the adversities, and keep going forward. You are unstoppable because you are strong, resilient, and determined. No matter what comes your way, you will continue to press forward, unwavering, uncompromising, unstoppable. Cut the excuses and address your difficulties head on. Every single day, we are presented with a range of problems. These problems can be great or little, personal or professional. But one thing they all have in common is this: they require a decision from you. How will you face them? Will you allow excuses define your path, or will you step up, accept responsibility, and face them head on? Excuses are simple. They are comfortable, and they give an easy way out. They allow us to avoid the unpleasantness of addressing challenging situations. But let me tell you something, excuses are a trap. They don't help you grow. They don't drive you forward, and they surely don't bring you closer to reaching your goals. If you want to live the life you're capable of, if you want to see your dreams come true, you must make the decision to cut the excuses. Every day, every hour, every moment, you have the decision to either give in to the comfort of excuses or face your issues head on. The truth is, we all have reasons to avoid hard work. We all have worries, doubts, and insecurities that try to hold us back. We have personal troubles, financial difficulties, relationship issues, and health obstacles that can make it seem impossible to move forward. But here's the fact you need to accept: no one is coming to rescue you. No one will solve your problems for you. No one can confront your issues except for you. You are the only one who can take action and go forward. When you allow excuses to take control, you forfeit your power. You give up control over your life. You tell yourself that the world or your circumstances are in control of you. But the truth is, you govern your life, you control your decisions. You are the one who determines whether to face your issues or hide behind excuses. Circumstances may appear too challenging, the task too arduous, or the timing just wrong. While these can appear to be reasonable reasons at the moment, they're ultimately just excuses to avoid doing what's essential. You can justify virtually anything if you try hard enough, but rationalization doesn't drive you forward, action does. The more excuses you make, the more you imprison yourself in a cycle of stagnation, remaining trapped in the same position year after year, while your dreams and potential slip farther and more out of reach. You don't need additional reasons not to act. You need the confidence and resolution to take that first step, to face your difficulties, and to trust that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. Facing issues head on doesn't imply you won't feel dread, overwhelm, or doubt. It means you know that these sensations are part of the process and choose to continue forward despite them. The instant you step into fear and discomfort, you recover your power. You stop allowing your mind dominate you and start managing your mind. We often tell ourselves we'll take action tomorrow, next week, or when things calm down. But the truth is, tomorrow is never promised, and things will never quiet down on their own. If you keep waiting for the perfect opportunity to act, you'll wait forever. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The only moment that matters is now. There's a saying, if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. This is the mindset you need to break free from the pattern of excuses. You've held yourself back long enough. Now it's time to move forward. The only thing standing between you and your goals is your determination to take action, no matter how difficult it seems. Take a look at your life. What have you been putting off? What challenges have you been avoiding? Maybe it's a talk you need to have, a decision to make, or a habit to break. Whatever it is, ask yourself, What would your life look like if you stopped making excuses and addressed that obstacle head on? The truth is, we typically avoid difficulties because we fear failure, making mistakes, seeming silly, or not succeeding. But here's something that will change how you view failure. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every great success story is built on a foundation of failures, blunders, and setbacks. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it and continuing to go forward. So instead of focusing on the fear of failure, focus on the dread of not trying. Imagine how it would feel to look back at your life and learn that you never took the leap, never confronted the hard tasks, and never pushed yourself beyond your comfort zone. That feeling should worry you more than failure itself. When you stop making excuses, you unlock your actual potential. You stop playing small and begin to embrace the grandeur within you. You can do far more than you believe, but it will involve hard effort, patience, and a willingness to tackle the bad stuff head on. Facing issues head on is not about being fearless, it's about being brave in the face of fear. It's about accepting the hardship, realizing the risks, and still deciding to act. The bravest people aren't those who never sense fear. They are the ones who feel it and resolve to keep going nonetheless. Think about the last time you overcame something difficult. Whether it was a personal difficulty, a work-related problem, or a health scare. Whatever it was, you made the decision to tackle it head on. You didn't make excuses. You didn't hide from it. You took the necessary steps, no matter how hard it was, and you got through it. That's the power you have inside of you. Every problem you faced, you've overcome, and you can do it again. Now it's time to do it again. Whatever you've been avoiding, whatever you've been telling yourself you'll deal with later, it's time to face it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until the dread melts away. Don't wait until you feel ready. You'll never feel entirely ready, yet you're more capable today than you know. It's time to take control. When you address your issues head on, you take back the power that fear and uncertainty hold over you. You cease letting external circumstances influence how you feel and what you do. You cease letting your thoughts come up with excuses for why you can't take action. You take responsibility for your life and recognize that you already have all you need to move forward. Strength, courage, and determination, it's all inside you. So how can you eliminate excuses? You begin by being brutally honest with yourself. What are the reasons you're not taking action? What stories have you been telling yourself? Are such stories valid, or are they merely a method to feel comfortable? Once you recognize the justifications, you can demolish them. You'll recognize them for what they truly are, walls you've erected to shield yourself from discomfort. And when you know it, you can choose to break through them. It's time to stop waiting. Stop telling yourself you'll do it tomorrow. Today is the day. You have everything you need to start. The only thing standing between you and your goals is the decision to take action, no matter how difficult it may appear. When you look back on your life, what will you see? Will you see someone who allowed excuses determine their future, or will you see someone who addressed obstacles head on, took action, and refused to settle for anything less than their best? Push yourself beyond comfort and enjoy the struggle. Let me tell you something most people avoid. Comfort is not your friend. It may feel nice, it may be easy, but it won't bring you anyplace worth going. If you want to achieve something worthwhile in life, if you want to go beyond where you are now, you have to push beyond comfort and embrace the challenge. Think about it. Every great accomplishment, every success story, every metamorphosis starts with someone who decided they weren't going to stay where they were. They didn't settle for an easy, predictable life. They realized that comfort is the enemy of development. Growth only happens when you walk into the challenging and leave the easy behind. The thing is, most people avoid discomfort. The instant something gets challenging, they search for an exit. They convince themselves it's not the proper moment, that it's too hard, or that it's not intended for them. But that's the difference between those who achieve and those who stay trapped. The ones that make it, the ones who build the life they dream of, are the ones who embrace the battle. They recognize that discomfort is a sign they're moving forward. This is what you need to understand. When you challenge yourself, when you push into uncharted area, your mind and body will resist. Your mind wants to keep you safe, to avoid worry, suffering, and hardship. That's natural. But if you listen to that voice, if you allow it rule you, you'll never break past your current level. You'll never know what you're truly capable of. Growth happens when you do things that make you uncomfortable. It comes when you push beyond what you thought you could bear. It happens when you stay disciplined, even when it's hard, even when you feel like giving up, even when there's no instant payoff. It happens in the struggle. You need to stop considering struggle as something to avoid. Struggle is not your enemy. It's the process of becoming stronger. It's the transition you need to go through to achieve your next level. Every hardship, every struggle, every obstacle is an opportunity to improve. You either use it to get better or you let it break you. The choice is yours. Look at your life right now. What scares you? What makes you uncomfortable? Those are the things you need to face. Those are the things that will transform you and push you beyond where you are. But if you avoid them, if you keep choosing comfort, you'll stay exactly where you are. The people who achieve greatness, the ones who start businesses, alter their health, and make solid relationships, they all have one thing in common. They accepted the battle. They experienced failure, rejection, and doubt, but they didn't let it stop them. They pushed through and came out stronger. You must cultivate the perspective that adversity is a good thing, that pushing yourself is a requirement, not an option, and that feeling uncomfortable is a sign that you're on the correct path. Because the truth is, nothing amazing happens inside your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is where ambitions die, where potential is wasted, and where people settle for less than they deserve. Look about you. How many people do you know who have settled? People who formerly had huge hopes and ambitions, but let them go because they were too comfortable to battle for them. The route may be challenging, but don't be one of those who shy away. Don't let comfort steal your future, and don't let the dread of hardship stop you from becoming who you were meant to be. The finest things in life involve effort, patience, and tenacity. They demand pushing through the days when you feel fatigued, the days when nothing seems to be working, and the days when you just don't want to continue. These are the days that define you. They are the moments that shape your future, because they are the moments that mean the most. You are capable of more than you think, but you'll never discover unless you go past your limits. You'll never realize your actual strength until you test yourself. Only by testing yourself, by going past that moment when your mind tells you to quit, will you learn what you're truly made of. Most people lose up at that time, which is why they never attain their full potential. But if you can go beyond that moment, if you can continue when others stop, that's when transformation occurs. Struggle is fleeting, and discomfort doesn't stay forever. The progress you acquire from pushing through it, however, will be with you forever. The power, confidence, and discipline you gain when you move outside your comfort zone will assist you in all areas of your life. It will make you unshakable, unstoppable. So stop avoiding the challenges. Stop running from discomfort. Face it, embrace it, and push through it. You'll surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving. One day, you'll look back and realize that every battle, every difficulty, every painful time was preparing you for something better. Eliminate self-doubt and believe in your own power. Self-doubt is one of the major impediments to success. It holds people back, keeps them stuck in settings they don't belong in, and convinces them they are less capable than they actually are. But this doubt doesn't originate from reality. It arises from your mind, those thoughts that whisper false limitations and create unnecessary fear. The real challenge is not the world outside of you. The true question is whether you will allow those doubts to dictate your decisions, actions, and future. Everyone has self-doubt, especially when venturing into something new, something bigger than what they've done before. The problem isn't the doubt itself, it's whether you allow it to define you. Self-doubt is nothing more than a voice in your head. It's neither reality nor is it fact. It's an illusion by fear, prior experiences, and outside forces that change the way you think. But it carries no power unless you let it. There is no one on this earth who was born confident. Confidence is built. It's gained via action, persistence, and demonstrating to yourself that you are capable. Most people wait until they feel assured before taking action. They wait for belief before making the initial step. But that's not how confidence works. Confidence isn't required for action. It's the result of it. You don't erase self-doubt by hoping it will go away. You erase it by accomplishing the things you doubt you can do. You prove yourself wrong over and again, and gradually, the voice in your head loses its power. The way you consider yourself impacts your entire existence. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, not clever enough, or not skilled enough, you'll act according to those thoughts. You'll hold yourself back even when no one else is stopping you. But if you feel that you are capable, powerful, and ready, you'll rise to meet the tasks before you. You must be careful with the words you speak to yourself because your mind listens and believes them. Choose thoughts that empower you, not weaken you. Look back at the instances in your life when you triumphed, when you overcome hurdles, when you astonished yourself with your resilience. Those moments are indications that you're capable of more than you realize. They show that your doubts were wrong. Think about the times you feared failure, yet pushed forward anyway. The times you wanted to quit, but didn't. Those are the moments that reveal what you're made of. That strength has always been inside you. You only need to remind yourself of it. The world will always try to make you doubt yourself. People will question you. Challenges will challenge you. There will always be voices telling you that you can't do it, that it's too hard, that you should settle for less. But none of those voices matter if you choose not to believe them. The only opinion that actually matters is your own. If you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you. If you rely on your own power, you become unstoppable. The secret is to quit seeking validation from others. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough. Stop expecting the world to reassure you. Give yourself permission to believe in your potential. The way you say to yourself every day will decide the trajectory of your life. If you constantly doubt yourself and fill your thoughts with fear, hesitation is the life you'll build if you allow it. But if you speak to yourself with strength, dedication, and the idea that you can achieve anything you set your mind to, that's the life you will construct. The most powerful words you will ever hear are the ones you utter to yourself. Make sure they uplift you, not tear you down. There's nothing exceptional about folks who achieve great things. They weren't born different, nor do they have some special ability that you lack. The only difference is they refused to let doubt govern them. They felt the fear, heard the doubts, and moved forward nevertheless. That's the only difference between those who achieve and those who remain trapped. It's not talent and it's not luck. It's the decision to believe in oneself despite the fear, despite the unknown, and despite the hurdles. When you eliminate self-doubt, you unlock doors you didn't even know existed. You stop holding yourself back, stop underestimating what you're capable of. You take risks, try new things, and grow. And as you mature, you begin to realize just how much you've always been capable of. You understand that the only thing standing in your way was the conviction that you couldn't do it. Once you erase that mindset, there's nothing left to stop you. Every single individual who's ever achieved greatness has had moments of doubt. Every entrepreneur, every athlete, every artist, every leader. They all had periods when they questioned themselves. The difference is they didn't let it stop them. They didn't let their fears win. And neither should you. Think about your future. Think about where you want to be, what you want to accomplish, the kind of life you want to live. Now ask yourself what's stopping you. If the answer is dread or doubt, then you know what you need to do. You need to face it. You need to move forward anyway. Push past the hesitation and take the first step. Once you do, you'll understand that self-doubt was never real. It was never stronger than you. It was only as powerful as you allowed it to be. You have one life, one chance to become what you were meant to be. Don't let doubt steal that from you. Don't allow fear compel you to play small. You have the power to achieve everything you set your mind to, but you have to believe it. You have to trust in yourself more than you trust in your fears. You have to act even when you don't feel ready. You have to go forward even when the road seems unclear. The truth is, no one is ever completely ready for the great things in life. No one starts with perfect confidence. No one begins with all the answers. The folks who succeed are the ones who take action nonetheless. They learn as they go, progress through obstacles, and build confidence through experience. That's exactly what you must do. Eliminating self-doubt doesn't mean you'll never feel fear again. It doesn't mean you'll never question yourself. It means that when those thoughts arrive, you won't let them control you. You won't let them stop you. You'll recognize them for what they are, just thoughts, just noise, and you'll continue onwards despite them. If you're waiting for the day when you no longer experience fear, you'll be waiting forever. If you're waiting to feel entirely ready before taking action, you'll never start. The only way to overcome self-doubt is to prove to yourself over and over again that you can achieve hard things. You can manage whatever comes your way. You are stronger than you realize. Crush negativity and replace it with powerful decisions. Negativity is a silent power that may penetrate your life and taint your ideas if you're not careful. It's insidious. It sneaks in small quantities, sometimes disguised as self-doubt, sometimes as a little voice questioning your ability to accomplish. Over time, if you don't actively combat it, pessimism becomes a habit, an attitude, and it starts to dictate your actions. It tells you that you're not good enough, not worthy, or that the road ahead is too onerous. It feeds off fear and insecurity, becoming stronger every time you give it space. But here's the reality: you have the power to squash negativity. Not only that, you have the opportunity to replace it with something even more powerful: strong, determined action. One of life's toughest hurdles is learning how to stop feeding into negative ideas. We live in a world where negativity is often the default. It's simpler to focus on what's going wrong than what's going good. It's simpler to focus on obstacles than to notice opportunities. But if you want to transform your life, if you want to build something meaningful, something substantial, you cannot afford to let negativity govern your thoughts. It's a choice to think negatively, And it's a choice to think positively. This is when strong decisions come in. Strong decisions are the cure to negativity. Every time you make a conscious choice to reject negativity and pick a more positive, powerful attitude or action, you improve your ability to go forward. You develop momentum the more you make decisions based on what you desire, not on what you fear. The more you adjust your mentality, the more you start to grow. You don't have to wait for negativity to go before you make progress. In fact, the more you focus on making powerful, purposeful decisions, the less room there will be for negativity to take hold. We all endure moments of uncertainty, discouragement, and even fear, but the key to overcoming these sentiments isn't to wait for them to go away. The key is to act despite them. Your decisions and the actions that follow are what shape your life. When you declare that negativity will no longer govern you, you make space for growth to bloom. You take charge of your thinking, and you take responsibility of your destiny. Start by realizing that negativity typically arises from fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But fear is a natural component of growth. It doesn't imply you're on the wrong route. In fact, it often implies you're on the correct one. The more you challenge yourself, the more you move out of your comfort zone, the more fear and negativity will try to convince you to withdraw. But this is when you need to make your strongest decisions. Every time you choose to act against fear, you smash negativity. Every time you decide not to listen to that voice telling you that you can't do it, you take a step toward achievement. Every time you choose to focus on the positive parts of a situation instead of the negative, you improve your mental resilience. The secret to overcome negativity isn't to wait for it to disappear. It's to behave in spite of it. It's to replace negative thinking with powerful, positive actions that push you forward one step at a time. Negative thinking is a habit, but so is positive thinking. If you train yourself to see possibilities and opportunities in every challenge, you will establish a mindset that is impenetrable to negativity. Strong decisions will feel natural. You will stop questioning yourself and your choices and start taking courageous actions toward what you want in life. One of the easiest methods to minimize negativity is to quit focusing on what you don't want. So many individuals spend time fretting about things that haven't even happened yet. They obsess over prospective failures, what might go wrong, or how difficult something could be, but all that energy is wasted. What you focus on expands. If you focus on the chance of failure, you'll just discover more reasons to question yourself. If you focus on the possibility of success, you will start seeing all the ways you can make it happen. Strong decisions come when you choose to focus on what you want and let go of what you fear. It's about having the courage to maintain your eyes on your goals, no matter how terrible things get. Every decision you make shapes your future. Decisions are not simply about choosing a route. They are about confirming your belief in your power to create the life you want. As every time you make a firm, definite choice, you send a powerful message to yourself: I am in control. I trust my abilities to make things happen. The more you make decisions like these, the less power negativity will have over you. You'll acquire confidence, clarity, and momentum, and you'll get closer to the life you desire. It's also crucial to remember that good decisions often require discomfort. Growth rarely happens when you stay in your comfort zone. Sometimes you'll need to make decisions that test you, stretch you, and ask you to face something new or difficult. But every time you choose to face that discomfort, every time you push forward despite the obstacles, you are growing strength. You are replacing negativity with determination and tenacity. Another method to destroy negativity is to surround yourself with happiness. If you're continually exposed to negative individuals, news, or settings, it becomes much tougher to be cheerful. You must protect your mind, be attentive of the influences around you, spend time with individuals who raise you up, who encourage and support your ambitions, engage with content that inspires and encourages you, fill your life with things that remind you of your strength, your potential, and your ability to accomplish. You can also destroy negativity by setting boundaries with your ideas. Not every concept that comes into your mind is true. Just because you think it doesn't mean you have to believe it. Negative thoughts will arise, they always do, but it's up to you to determine whether or not to entertain them. When a bad notion occurs, question it. Ask yourself if it's actually true. Ask whether it's useful. If not, disregard it. Don't allow your mind travel down a path of uncertainty and worry. Take charge of your thinking and replace negativity with empowering concepts that urge you to take action. When you replace negativity with powerful, deliberate actions, you begin to see results. You develop momentum, and over time, that momentum builds. As you continue to make decisions that propel you toward your goals, you start to discover that the things you formerly feared aren't as huge or as powerful as you imagine. The obstacles you experience are not barriers, they are chances for growth. Opportunities for growth and self-improvement surround you. With each determined choice you make, you be progressively capable of handling anything life throws your way. The power to improve your life resides in your hands. Every time you conquer negativity and replace it with powerful, purposeful acts, you advance one step closer to the life you've always dreamed of. You control your thoughts, your actions, and eventually your future. Success resides in the decisions you make. Choose wisely, choose boldly, select with confidence, and never allow negativity to stand in your way. Number 80, focus only on solutions, never on problems. Life often throws challenges at us, and the path to achievement is rarely straightforward. There will always be occasions when things don't go as planned, when obstacles seem impenetrable or issues pile up higher than we can see over. It's easy to become lost in frustration, to concentrate on what went wrong, and to fixate on everything that seems to be holding us back. But here's the truth: difficulties are a part of life. They will always be there, and while it's important to acknowledge them, you have the choice to choose how you respond. You can either focus on the problem, or you can focus on the solution. The most successful people recognize that focusing on solutions is the key to overcoming problems, attaining success, and moving forward with purpose. When a problem emerges, the temptation is frequently to linger on the negative, wondering how it happened, why it happened, or what went wrong. We become caught up in the details, in feelings of irritation or disappointment, and in the fear of what might come next. But all of that is wasted energy. Focusing on the problem merely keeps you caught in a loop of helplessness. It drains your energy and prevents forward movement. Instead, shift your concentration totally. Rather than dwelling over the problem, start asking yourself, what is the solution? How can I fix this? What can I do to make things better? By asking solution-oriented questions, you naturally transform your mentality. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as someone capable of addressing difficulties. This transformation is significant. When you focus on solutions, you take control of the problem. Instead than having the situation dominate you, you realize the problem, but you don't allow it to determine your emotions or behavior. You stay empowered, knowing that you are capable of finding a way forward, no matter how difficult it may seem. The objective is to teach your mind to respond to situations with a problem-solving perspective. It's easy to get into the negative loop of complaining, blaming, or feeling helpless, but those answers aren't productive. They don't move you closer to your goals. Instead, choose to ask proactive questions. For example, if you encounter a financial loss, instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" or "I can't afford this," ask, "What can I do to get back on track? What steps can I take today to better my situation?" By asking these types of questions, you transition from a problem-focused perspective to a solution-focused one. This little move is tremendously powerful because it keeps you engaged, focused on the future, and moving forward instead of getting caught in the past. One reason focusing on solutions is so crucial is that problems are inevitable. They will arrive, and there's no way around them. In fact, the more you strive for success, the more obstacles you'll meet. Challenges are a normal element of growth. They're a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your limits, moving into new terrain, and attempting something meaningful. Instead of seeing issues as hurdles, start viewing them as opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to grow, and to prove to yourself that you can overcome everything that comes your way. People that focus on solutions are the ones who keep going forward. They don't let problems paralyze them. They don't allow fear or dissatisfaction to stop them from taking action. Instead, they make judgments based on what they can do to improve the situation, not on what went wrong in the past. This thinking will carry you through the roughest situations. It's the mindset that keeps you tough, that helps you keep pushing forward, and that keeps you striving toward your goals, no matter the hurdles you experience. The more you focus on solutions, the easier it gets to locate them. The brain operates in astonishing ways. When you focus on solutions, your brain actively seeks answers and possibilities to remedy the problem. But when you focus just on the problem, your brain becomes locked in a cycle of pessimism and anger. It's like looking at the world through a lens of constraint when everything feels impossible. But when you focus on solutions, shift your focus to the answer, and you'll extend your perspective, opening up new alternatives and ways of thinking. Sometimes, the solution might not be immediately evident, and that's okay. When you focus on solutions, you also learn patience and tenacity. You learn to take tiny measures to keep moving forward, even when you don't have all the answers right now. The trick is to be solution-oriented, even when the way ahead feels murky. As you continue to focus on finding solutions, you'll notice that your clarity improves, your confidence rises, and your capacity to take effective action increases. Another major benefit of focusing on solutions is that it saves you from wasting time on things you can't control. There will always be external circumstances outside your control, the economy, the weather, or other people's activities. But you can control your responses. You can pick how to deal with the problem. When you focus on solutions, you stop wasting time and energy on problems you cannot change. You quit fussing about what's outside your control. Instead, you put your energy into finding methods to fix the problem with the resources, time, and abilities you have. In every scenario, there are possibilities to create solutions. It could require thinking outside the box or adjusting your perspective, but answers are always available if you're ready to explore for them. When you focus on the solution, you cease perceiving yourself as a victim. You stop feeling like the world is against you. Instead, you become powerful, proactive, and focused on the activities you can take to change the situation around. Let's pause for a moment to consider some examples. Imagine you're establishing a new business and things aren't going as expected. Sales are low and the market feels fiercely competitive. It's easy to get disheartened and focus on the problem. How difficult it is to obtain consumers, how tough the competition is, and how many things are going wrong. But focusing on the problem keeps you mired in negativity. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do to reach more customers? How can I differentiate myself from the competition? What marketing methods can I try? By focusing on solutions, you start to recognize the measures you can take to transform your condition. Or maybe you're confronting a personal issue, like trying to reduce weight or improve your health. It's tempting to focus on how hard it is, how many difficulties you face, or how much progress you still need to accomplish. But this kind of thinking merely drains your motivation. Instead, ask yourself, what adjustments can I make today to improve my health? What little measures can I take to go closer to my goal? By focusing on solutions, you develop momentum and move forward in a positive manner. Now, let's speak about discipline and why you should quit waiting for motivation. Motivation is frequently considered as the spark that gets you started, the gasoline for your drive to take action. It feels fantastic when motivation arrives, and it's easy to ride that wave. But here's the reality: inspiration is ephemeral and fickle. One day, you'll feel on top of the world, ready to conquer anything. The next day, that motivation is gone, and you're left wondering how to keep going. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for the perfect moment to act. It rarely comes. So what's the answer? It's discipline. Discipline is what carries you when motivation disappears. It helps you show up when you don't feel like it. It's the habit of doing what needs to be done, even when you're not inspired, even when it's challenging, and even when you lack energy. Discipline is a muscle that you grow with constant activity, and it's the cornerstone of success in any aspect of life. Most people think that reaching their goals requires motivation. They feel that once they're motivated, they'll be able to work hard and make things happen. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, and it's never consistent enough to rely on when things become rough. What you really need is discipline. Discipline is what keeps you going when your passion starts to fade. It's the force that says, I'm going to do this, even if I don't feel like it. When you establish discipline, you don't have to wait for motivation to hit. You don't have to rely on the transitory feeling of inspiration to keep you moving. Instead, you just do the work because you know it needs to be done. Over time, when you create this habit, it gets easier. The more you do something, the less you need on inspiration to push you through. You simply get it done because you've trained yourself to do so. The first step in creating discipline is realizing that it's not about feelings, it's about deeds. You won't always feel like working out, writing, or doing whatever it takes to come closer to your goals, but that's good. You don't need to feel motivated to make progress, to be motivated to take action. You need the resolve to do it nonetheless. When you focus on the activity, the results will follow. Imagine if everyone only did what they felt like doing. No one would get up and go to work when they were weary, and no one would keep going when things became bad. If motivation were the only motivator of achievement, no one would do anything noteworthy. The people who do great things understand that they don't have to wait for motivation. They simply need to take persistent, disciplined action. Think about a time when you pushed through a difficulty even when it was hard. Maybe it was a professional assignment, a fitness objective, or a personal relationship. There were days when you didn't feel like it, but you did it regardless. That's the force of discipline. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or feeling. It's about deciding, no matter how you feel, to take the next step. Building discipline takes time. It's a habit you build step by step. The key to creating discipline is consistency. The more you show up and do the task, the more you reinforce the habit of taking action. At first, it may feel forced or unnatural, but as you keep going, it becomes part of who you are. The more disciplined decisions you make, the easier it gets to maintain making them. Own every mistake and learn from it without blaming others. Every individual living has made mistakes. It's part of being human, and it's part of learning and evolving. The secret to success, however, isn't in avoiding mistakes, it's in how we handle them. How we respond to our mistakes affects who we are and influences our future success. There's a tremendous difference between someone who owns their mistakes and learns from them, and someone who blames others, avoids accountability, or runs from their faults. The first step in improving as a person and a professional is taking ownership of your mistakes. When you acknowledge your mistakes, you open the door to growth, learning, and becoming the best version of yourself. We all make mistakes. It's inevitable. We mess up, make poor choices, misunderstand situations, or simply don't know enough. But what separates those who thrive from those who stay stuck is the ability to take responsibility. It's simple to point fingers when something goes wrong. It's easy to blame others, the circumstances, or even poor luck, but doing so doesn't help you grow. Blaming others merely leaves you in a position of powerlessness. It keeps you rooted in the past and hinders you from going forward. Instead of focusing on why something went wrong or who is at fault, turn your focus to the one thing you can control: how you respond. Take full responsibility for your mistakes, even if they weren't totally your fault. Own them, and then look for the lessons they hold. Every mistake, no matter how painful, offers significant lessons that can move you ahead if you let them to. When you refuse to blame others, you acquire power over your life. You no longer give away your power to someone or something else. When you acknowledge your mistakes, you step into your own power. You say, I am responsible for my actions, and I am the one who can change my future. This mentality adjustment is tremendously empowering. It's the difference between being a victim and being a creator. When you blame others, you forfeit your control. When you own your faults, you take back control. People who blame others typically do so because they don't want to confront the unpleasantness of owning their role in a failure. They wish to avoid the feelings of embarrassment or guilt that come with admitting they were incorrect. But such sentiments are fleeting, and suppressing them just prolongs the misery. When you acknowledge your mistakes, you give yourself the opportunity to move past those sentiments swiftly and learn from them. You get the chance to change, adapt, and improve. It's the fastest method to move forward. Think about the last time you committed a mistake. How did you respond? Did you look for someone or anything else to blame, or did you take a step back and say, I could have done better, and here's what I can learn from this? If you want to grow, the answer has to be the latter. It's about embracing the reality that mistakes are part of the process. They don't define you, but how you respond to them can. We've all heard the expression, failure is the best teacher. It's true. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding mistakes. They got there by acknowledging their mistakes and learning from them. Each failure is a stepping stone to success if you are willing to learn from it. The goal is not to make the same mistake repeatedly. Learn from each one, make modifications, and improve. Don't let your mistakes define you. Let them refine you. When you blame others for your faults, you stay in a condition of inaction. You don't take the required actions to change or better because you're too busy seeking for someone or something to blame. But when you own your faults, you take prompt action. You analyze what went wrong, what you could have done differently, and how you can do better next time. This focus on progress and growth is what leads to real success.